Hello people, and welcome back to another video. So I do apologize that I haven't been doing these reviews. I haven't been really up to it. So instead of doing them every fucking day like I planned on, I'm just going to do them for at least 12 more for this month, because I do want to review the entire Halloween series, along with 2 David Lynch films, so look for those. Until then, I decided to make this a special video. This is shit that I rarely ever cover, because I just don't give a fuck about a lot of this type of shit. I've only ever made one video on SJWs because it doesn't interest me. I'm not someone who's going to sit there and cry about SJWs 24/7. Like Sargon, or any other fucking YouTuber who makes it their fucking life. Because I don't care. But, this I found very interesting. This is a paper written by, apparently a Gerald Wingsu PhD, I guess, about microaggressions. Now, microaggressions, from what I can figure, are basically small racisms. Is that how you would pronounce it? Fuck if I know. But of course, that's what I think of it. Here's what the writer of this article says of it. Microaggressions may be based on status, disability, gender expression, or identity, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, nationality, or religion. These insults or insensitives may be exhibited by students or adults within the school community. Keep that in mind when considering each example, blah blah blah. Oh yeah. There's a whole page full of examples of microaggressions, and we're going to go through each one. Like I said, small forms of racism, so someone will have something to cry about. So, let's begin with number 1. Failing to learn to pronounce or continuing to mispronounce the names of students after they've corrected you. So let's say you're an elderly teacher, and let's say you get a name like Frickton Warchowski, and the old person, or old feller, pronounces it Warkowski, or something like that. So if they keep pronouncing it Warkowski, then they're just racist, I guess. Okay, next one. Scheduling tests and project due dates on religious or cultural holidays. You know what I think about religion. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck if it's Ramadan. Don't give a fuck if it's Sunday. Don't give a fuck. If I gotta do it, and you know me, I'm not religious, pretty much atheist, but if I have to do it, then you have to do it. You ain't fucking special just because you believe in a sky daddy. Disregarding religious traditions or their details. Example, impacts of fasting. I don't give a fuck about your religion. It has absolutely no place in my life or anything to do with me. So, I'm not going to sit there and berate you. I mean, yeah, I might do it on camera, but I'm not going to berate you personally. I'm not going to sit there in your face and be like, oh, fuck you, Christian, you're such a piece of shit. Because I'm not an asshole. Well, I am an asshole, because every human's an asshole in general. But I'm not going to do it like that, because be a little fucking considerate, really. Setting low expectation for students from particular groups, neighborhoods, or feeder patterns. So let's say you have a class of black people, or children, whatever, or Asian, whatever, and you just have really low expectations for them. I'm not really sure how anyone would know you have low expectations. So, whatever, except for you. So, yeah. Next. Calling on, engaging, and validating one gender, class, or race of students while ignoring other students during class. So let's say you have a female study class, and the teacher is a feminazi, and she only ever calls on women. That's a microaggression, but of course, if you're a cis white gender male, it's fine. So just remember that. Next. By the way, that was sarcasm. Anyway. Assigning students tasks or roles that reinforce particular gender roles or don't allow students flexibility across roles and responses. So I guess a female and you assign them, I don't know, a part in a play that's for male. I'm not really seeing how this is a terrible thing, but okay. Whatever. Anticipating students' emotional responses based on gender, sexual orientation, race, or ethnicity. So, I don't know. I guess if you're a teacher or coworker or whatever, and there's a black guy, and you say, hey, you want to get some pizza? And you expect him to go, hell yeah! And he doesn't, I guess. Yeah. Okay. See, most of these really seriously make no fucking sense when you start to think about them. Using inappropriate humor in class that degrades students from different groups. First of all, you shouldn't be doing that in class anyway. But let's say you're at home and you want to make a joke, then fine. And if you make a racist joke, it doesn't mean you're racist, guys. You could just be telling a joke. George Carlin's one of the best comedians who ever lived, and he made fun of everybody. Didn't care about race, class, gender, sexuality, or anything. Best comedian who ever lived. Expressing racially charged political opinions in class, assuming that the target of those opinions do not exist in class. So, I guess let's say you're a Trump supporter and you really don't like black people or Mexicans. Or let's say you're a Hillary supporter and you really don't like white men. And you just sit there in class and shit on them. Or, whack on yourself, basically. Then that's a microaggression. So, don't be doing that. Which I agree, especially if it's a class that really that shit isn't even in there. Like, let's say you have a fucking science class and you're studying, like, the anatomy of a bullfrog. That one makes sense in context, really. As far as politics class, there's going to be discussions like this in politics. Get the fuck over it. Next, using the term illegals to reference undocumented students. I mean, technically they are illegal. I mean, I'm sorry, but they are if they're undocumented, so yeah. Next. Hosting debates in class that place students from groups who may represent minority opinion in class. Hosting debates in class that place students from groups who may represent a minority opinion class in a difficult position. Isn't that a fucking debate anyway? Isn't a debate is you having to express your opinion against someone else's? And just because, say, there's a Christian versus a conservative Christian versus a liberal atheist, let's say a conservative Christian is against gay marriage, and most of the class is for it, and he just don't feel good. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, that's fucking debate. A lot of people don't agree with your opinion, and it could be the same way around. So it doesn't fucking matter when you get down to it. Just don't be a pussy. Next, singling students out in class because of their backgrounds. Why the fuck would you do that anyway? Expecting students of any particular group to represent the perspective of others of their race, gender, etc. in class. So, having, I say, a black student basically play the black student, microaggression. So next, okay, denying the experience of students by questioning the credibility and oh fuck me, okay guys, this one is just stupid. So let me use an example. Student walks in, black, white, female, gay, doesn't fucking matter. Student walks in, tells you he just rode on a giant silverback dragon, fought Super Mario while fucking Mr. Potato Head in the ass while enjoying a couple meat cuts and killing Cthulhu. According to this, you are not allowed to deny the experience by questioning the credibility and validity of their stories. Fuck you. Next, signing class projects or creating classroom or school procedures that are heterosexist, sexist, racist, or oppressions. Okay, so if you're a teacher, don't be racist. If you don't fucking know that, then why the fuck are you in the teaching profession? Next, using sexist language. Well, motherfucker, I'm not gonna lie, I do all the time with me and my friends. I'll use a sexist joke. I'll be like, damn, look at that bitch's titties. Because guess what? Doesn't hurt anyone's feelings. She ain't around me. It doesn't matter. Because in the long run, just don't be a dick. So, I mean, I wouldn't do that in public. I wouldn't fucking go out of my way to say as loud as I can, damn, look at that bitch's titties. Because that's being an ass. Next, Using hetero non-normative metaphors or examples in class. I'm sorry, I actually don't know what the fuck that means. That's something I'm going to have to look up, so we're skipping that one. Assuming the gender of any student. This one, I'm going to lie, I don't give a shit about. And this is going to make me sound like a real asshole, but if you look like a male, I'm going to think you're a male. If you look like a female, I'm going to think you're a female. If you don't, and by the way, I'm not going to call you, hey, male, or hey, female. I'm going to call you by your name. That's something that I've always hated. People like transgender get all pissy. I'm a female, I'm a male. I don't care. Tell me your name, and then call you your name. I'm not going to walk up to my friend, real deal and be like, hey, male, how's it going, male? I'm going to be like, hey, William, how's it going, William? Next. Assuming the gender of... Okay, I read it. Okay, final one. Continuing to misuse pronouns even after a student transgender or not indicates their preferred gender pronoun. 1... Your preferred gender pronoun, I don't give a fuck about. Like I said, this actually goes back to what I was saying before. I'm just going to call you by your name. I don't give a shit if you're a female, a male, a transgender, or whatever. You are you. You are your name. If you're gay, if you're straight, if you're trans, if you're whatever, that isn't you. That's just what you identify as. You as a person is your name and your personality. Get over it. This whole, I'm a non-binary, gay, transgender, Cuban missile silo, whatever, and that's probably a microaggression. I just don't care. I just want to know you, your name, your personality, and who you are. Okay? I just don't give a shit what you do in your bedroom. Period. And let me tell you guys, I am left, libertarian as they come. I'm on social issues, I'm libertarian as fuck. I just don't care what you do. Okay? Just like you shouldn't care what I do. Smoking drugs, fucking prostitutes, I don't give a shit as long as you are not affecting me or my friends or my family. So you think, here's what I think of your microaggressions.